Hey, what's up guys, it's Xantho here, and now that I have your attention with that intro video, let's get right into it. This is a Resonating Shield Explodey Pseudo RF, Harold Weiss build, I guess. The idea is using Resonating Shield, not for its own damage, because the damage is horrible in Resonating Shield, just is ZDBS skill, man. Even with a 1200, 1300 armor shield, just ZDBS skill, it's terrible. However, by default, it breaks a ton of armor, similar to, Armor Breaker and a couple other skills. Right now, mine is breaking about 6,000 armor. And if I get to level 20, probably breaking it close to 10,000, maybe even over 10,000. And that makes the instant armor break any white, normal, and rare enemy. Magic enemies. Not bosses, you need a couple hits, which is why I have such a warrior with Armor Breaker to help out. And in bosses, I'm using Sunder for single target. So, idea. Feathered Fortress. No movement speed penalty while shield is raised. Last line there. Pretty cool. Because by default, you move insanely slow while using this skill. Like this is unusable, man. You just gotta run. And then tap a couple times, then move and tap a couple times. It's bad. Let me turn down zero. So Feathered Fortress. Oh, it's so nice. Full movement speed. Literally 0 movement speed penalty. What you run at? What you run at? It's pretty good. So, how does this all work? Also, ignore all these gems. This is for Gemling, Legionnaire, Thaumaturgical Confusion. The only ones that are relevant here are the 4 I'm going to list, and those are Resonating Shield, Shield Charge, Sunder, and Herald Device. Actually, 5, such a warrior totem as well. So, Resonating Shield, once again, armor breaks on hit. Armor Explosion, triggers an armor explosion when you fully break an enemy's armor, but explosion cannot break armor, so it can't like chain proliferate. However, you pretty much can chain proliferate, you just gotta use Herald Device. Herald Armament, because it's 100% fizz to fire. This is based on your main hand weapon and only your main hand weapon. If you're dual wielding, offhand weapon does not contribute. Basically, one as beefy as a main hand weapon is physically possible, which means a two-handed mace, of course. And because you have to use a shield for this Resonating Shield, Giant Spud is the only option there for the beefiest weapon, for the beefiest explosions. So, Armor Explosion, Fizz to Fire, Blue Flame Bracers, Fire to Cold, so we can use Herald Device to help out the clear a bunch. Primal Armament, more damage. Cold Infusion, more damage. Heft, more damage. This works through conversion for some reason, not sure why. It just does. Shield Charge, this is irrelevant, this is irrelevant, this is just for max res purposes. Ingenuity and Marksman are the only ones you want there. Sunder, Heavy Swing. We're staying Fizz and Sunder because it doesn't have any conversion on skill itself. And there's no way to actually get really Fizz to fire unless you go Avatar Fire, which is not a good idea because we need the Herald Device explosions. So Heavy Swing, Brutality, Super Critical, Concentrated Effect. Sunder guarantees crits against armor broken enemies, or removes the armor break. So, 100% critical damage bonus. This critical hit chance doesn't matter because you're guaranteeing the crit. Herald Device, we got Magnified Effect, Exploit Weakness, Biting Frost, and Cold Pen. This one is cool. Exploit Weakness is cool because when you armor break and then the Herald Device explodes, it's going to do 50% more damage against armor broken enemies. But then the cool thing is it's going to remove the armor break if it hits an enemy that's already armor broken. Which means in dense content, if you don't kill the enemy with the first explosion, but they get hit with a Herald Device explosion from an enemy next to them, you're going to be able to chain break them again. And trigger armor break from Resonating Shield again. Look at this. This skill is doing 57 damage per second. 57. That's just horrific. Of course, the shield is really bad, but still, it's supposed to have base damage, right? 125 and 187 base offhand, base physical. It's doing 57 damage. Oh my god. So, Biting Frost kind of does the same thing. You're going to freeze with your main attack with Resonating Shield Armor Break. And then Biting Frost can remove the freeze to 50% more damage. It's just a really good sword gem. And Cold 10 is just to make sure it does extra damage. Because we're using Cold Infusion here and there's just really no better fifth link here. Could use Element to Focus, but that's going to remove the ability to chain proliferate. Warrior Totem, Armor Breaker, Demolisher. just to get armor break. Everything else is irrelevant. This is just for thaumaturgical confusion max res, of which I have 90, 87, 87. I can get 90, 88, 88 if I get like more 6 links and add more support gems to get that max res. And then if I get like a corrupted amulet, I could get 90, 89, 89. I could probably get, yeah, if I can, no, there's no way to do that. I could get 90, 90, 89 if I get +1 all max res, Book of Flame, and then socket in one of the two I'm missing, which is Colder Lighting, so I could go 99, 89. This is a corrupted one for 48%. Is taking his fire, and then 2 sockets. It's really nice. I actually am not scaling a ton of armor. It would be better if you're scaling armor because it reduces the armor, it reduces the hit the armor is going to prevent. So if you're instead of taking 1,000 damage, only 52 of it is taken as physical, 50% of it's taken as physical, and the rest of the 48 is taken as fire. So armor works better against smaller hits. So the hit itself is going to be smaller, so armor actually more effective. And you could go heat proofing here, but I just didn't. I kind of want damage in AoE, and I opted for block. A 44 block here from Corrupted Shield, base block. I can probably get like 60 if I take these, and some of these. I think I think it's 60 if I take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 there. So you give me like 60% block, which is fine. Talk about gear a little bit. Poker Cone, this is probably going to be nerfed, but I have a way around it. Use the double support gems passive here. You can put Armor Break on Herald Device, remove one of the ones that you don't need, and then go for Shattering Blow, which breaks 50% armor and heavy stunning an enemy, and then build up some heavy stun from the Herald Device. And remember that Armor Break is 3 times as effective against normal monsters, 2 times as effective against magic. So if you break 50% armor, it's going to full armor break everything below a rare, which then causes explosion instantaneously when you heavy stun them. So Herald Device hits hard enough that you can probably heavy stun easily. Tesla was a little bit inconsistent, but then again, it didn't have much stun built up on the tree, and I wasn't using overpower support. So with that, you can chain proliferate armor breaks if this ever gets nerfed. As of right now, it's just the easy solution for clear, makes everything amazing. Vertex, this is just because even though I'm already using this for gems, I didn't want to invest 650 strength or some shit or whatever you need into Giant's Blood for a 212 mace, 212 strength mace. This one's only a 174. This is like a 750 PDPS mace, I think, somewhere around there. But you still want like pretty much like 600 here because it triples it. Or like 500 and something. I only have 382, so which is actually overkill. I only need like with this is a corrupted one too, 59% rather than 50. So this is cool too, though. Yeah, it's just cool for Giant's Blood. No other comment there. Just res, life, strength, extra life, movement speed, strength for fire, life, strength, res, life, strength, res, any skills. The gear's pretty basic, other than the shield and then the helmet. It's kind of just a kind of warrior thing right now, and this is just for chain clear. So that all said, let's pop in a, what do I have here? Steaming Springs. Do a boss, radiator boss. So there'd be a T16 boss with a bunch of extra shit. So let us go. See how we do here. Also, my weapon swap mace is actually really bad. It's generally 10 times worse than my main hand mace. Not 10 times worse, but it's quite a bit worse. This is like a 750, and this one's like a 500, like 50%. My main hand mace is 50% better. I prioritize clear, so. Now, if you don't kill on the first hit, you can pretty much just like, I'm gonna turn down the in-game audio real quick. One sec. You can pretty much just like bait the enemy into more enemies. Oh, he survived. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I didn't armor rig him, that's why. There we go. So we're gonna see how much damage we do on the boss here. I think this is what this is, the Kabbalah boss, right? If I'm not mistaken. So this is a T16, well, T15, but it's irradiated, so it doesn't really matter. It's equivalent to T16. This is where I kind of get the RF pseudo clear, you know, where you just kind of ring around with one button, you know. Pretty cool. Really relaxed. It's like kind of explodey RF, if you will. Now, occasionally you're gonna have to let your stagger go back down because this counts as raising your shield. If you block too much, you might be able to be stunned out of it. So watch your stagger bar and don't try to block too many hits with your shield up, bruising shield. So most stuff dies before you can even hit you anyway, so not too much of an issue, just if you get swarmed, you know. Just keep that in mind. Alright, where's the boss here? Where is he? Where is she? Up here? Yeah, I think so. Alright, toss my totem down. Armor broken. Oh, that's less damage than I hoped it would be. There we go. Oh, that first one did less damage. Ah, come on. There we go. So I can do the rest of the map. That's kind of good enough for now, just to show you what it's about. Single target needs some work, but once again, I'm gonna do 50% more damage if I upgrade my single target mace. Once again, this is a single target mace, so those chunky hits will be 50% stronger, and also only level 85. So I still have some more stuff to pick up, more damage to pick up. So that's basically the build. So peace out, you guys.